Okay, so we are here with the amazing Joanne DeFay, and it took some wiring and reworking. We're halfway across the world from each other, different time zones, so we're so happy that she's here. So
Yeah,
stoked. And
so happy to be here.
I know so many people are just so excited to hear that you are the first woman in surfing history and to get the maternity wild card. Tell us about that.
Gosh, I know. It's crazy. I mean, it's also like Carissa is going back to the tour this year with her daughter. So I don't really feel that I'm the first one, but technically I'm the first one because the rule is just happening next year. But yeah, anyway, it's such an honor to actually get that. And it's been I mean, in some ways, like Carissa or Tatiana kind of step out of the tour, saying that, not saying that they were pregnant. And in my case, I was pregnant. I did my last event pregnant with my baby in my belly, and I was like, okay guys, I want to stop, but I want to come back. Like I really wanted to let them know that please give me a spot, because it wasn't sure when I was pregnant, and I when I decided to have a family, it wasn't sure that I could get back on tour, and get my position. And so it was a little bit scary, but at the same time, I kind of knew WSL would be really open to discuss about it and stuff. They're really being supportive of women and women's sport. And 10 years also on tour, we have really good relationship with the people that running the league. And I knew something was gonna happen, but I was like, I was also hoping I was like, my feeling was right. So I'm so happy that
Yeah.
they've they've been open to talk about it, and to evolve. And we've been, as small group of surfers, we've been doing some research on different league and what was happening, in different sports. And yeah, like, our system really is similar to tennis, and same for tennis women. Their ranking are freezed while they are pregnant, and if they want to come back, they can have the same
Wow.
ranking. Yeah. And they actually also they have maternity leave paid, which is not the case yet for us as a surfers. But it's definitely like point that we've been exchanging on and stuff. And I mean, you don't change rules also like overnight. It needs, in a business and stuff, it
Yeah.
needs to take time. And but all of these have been talked about it, and I felt like I was so lucky to be in sport at that time, and not like 5 years
Yeah.
ago or 10 years ago, or it. I feel like women have been working so hard, and I'm having that maternity card, but wild card, but it's because of people have been working before me.
Yeah. No, that's so interesting because when I became pregnant 5 years ago, I was terrified. Like I couldn't find anything in lieu of support for women, like not that I was on tour or a professional, but I just wanted to know like there would still be ongoing like um support, I guess. And I didn't find anything and I was terrified. I was like, "Oh my God, like this is a way of life for me and my family. It's how me and my partner met. It's what me and my kids do, I was just like so then I started this thing called Imua Moms, and what turned out to be like this teeny tiny little idea, all these women are like, "Oh my God, I felt the same thing." And like it just evolved quickly in 5 years. But one of my one of my missions was to, like bring forward the triumphs of being a mom and being a
Mm.
surfer mom, you know what I mean? Coming back after that because I played professional sports. I was a soccer player and I played in college and I have never done anything harder, like coming back from
Yeah.
birth and going through surfing and like it's really tough. So like for me this whole journey has been about like my God, moms are like amazing, like what we can do and what we're capable of. Like, how could anybody like cut us short in any way? And it kind of lit a fire for me. And right
Mm.
now, like, I wrote that, the surfing mom blueprint for like women because some of the stuff I experienced, I was like, oh my God, everybody needs to know this, you know?
No,
Um,
you're right. It's just invisible. Like moms are just invisible. It's supposed to like it's like this since forever, and nowadays it feels like, I mean, historically, like it's changing. Before you're a mom, you stay at home, you take care of the kids, but
right.
now you want everything, like you don't want, I mean, some people want to stay home and take care of the kids and stuff, but now you have the possibility to be an athlete, to be a mom, but it's very hard also on the mental side of things.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of pressure, and you also think, okay, I should come back quick, and I should do this, and I should look this way, and I should like get organized like this. And it's like you said, it's just like like moms, when you become a mom, you just realize how it's like it should be talked about it, because it's like you're not supposed to be invisible when you do all these things that are so amazing, and it's so hard. And
Yeah.
but yeah, sometimes in the like society is just normal.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like that's something I'm working on right now is like I'm actually working with a friend of mine on something called the Imua clause and like it's not something that's happening yet, but I hope that one day I can
Mm.
like and try to get in some surfing contracts. I've talked to other women in other sports and they were able to get in contracts like maternity clause that protects women, not just a wild card, but like something that says, hey, you're going to get pregnant. We're going to continue to support you, whether you're a man or a woman, and we're going to have a maternity clause for you. So you still get paid. And maybe you even get paid more because it's such an important job, you know?
It is. And
So,
I mean, it's crazy also, like the financial part of things is such a big deal for women too. Like it's like in statistics, when you have to stop your career, and after the confidence in that you have to go back is really hard. And like it's just the whole system doesn't work, because your confidence is a bit lower because you haven't been working for like 1 or 2 years maybe. And then the society and the business side of things are like, oh yeah, but you haven't been working and stuff. But they don't celebrate what we've been through also. Like, okay, we haven't been working, but we're thinking for two people, we get organized quicker, we like, there's different things and talent that we're developing, even if we don't work specifically in that business side of things. And it's not working. It's opposite. It's like a lot of skills, like like competence that you're getting, and it should be celebrated, and it should be even like you should be like higher when you go back to your business, pretty much.
you're moving humanity forward. Like I saw a quote the other day that like blew my mind. It was like half of the world is women and then half of the world is her children. And I was like, whoa, when you look at it like that, you're like, that's insane because it's true. It's like you're a
Yeah.
creator, you're this woman, and the story of staying true to your heart is so important for you, for your children. It's like, okay, if you just were a professional surfer and you're like, yeah, mommy used to do this one day, like that's pretty cool. But what if like you're gonna get to tell your kids like mommy used to do this and when you came along I still did it and I still won a world title and they're going to be like I can do anything, and it's going to make humanity better. um
Yeah.
and it's so interesting, the last five podcasts that I had, you, Carissa, and Tati are like reshaping the way women think because now there's this conversation where I'm asking these questions. Like one of the questions that I ask is, do you think that the WSL formed the maternity clause because they genuinely want more moms on tour, or do you think that Joanne DeFay, Carissa Moore, and Tatiana Weston-Webb are the most powerful athletes on earth, and they can't be denied. And people are like, oh, that's crazy thought, like,
It is.
because,
Yeah, in what way you see things, for sure. Yeah, I honestly think that we, but it's been like this for years in women's sport. It's like we have to make the decision. We have to prove ourselves and
yeah,
themselves that we're capable of. And it's kind of like, okay, we're making it happen now, and then the WSL have to adapt because they're like, okay, well, there's no
yeah,
choice right now, you know. They kind of like, so it's not like they choose beforehand, like, okay, we need to think of it. But after they have many different things to think of, and so. But for this, I think we kind of were like, we are the same generation too. We have been talking about it for years already. Like, okay, like how do you, like it's been question that we have since like we're 25 years old, pretty much, and we okay, how do you see yourself? Like sometimes the contest size and the surfing is a very chronophage sport. You go for so long because you depend on conditions and stuff like that. So it's really hard to have a different project in your life, pretty much. You leave home for like 8 to 9 months out of the whole year, depending where you live. Sometimes, like Australia, they have free events in their country. Like I have
right.
none. I'm always away. Um,
Crazy. Huh.
and so it's really hard to dedicate sometimes to something else than your professional career. And when
Yeah.
we talked about it with Carissa and Tatiana, we're like, so how do you see things? Like how, like, do you want a family? Like, how do you see things? Would you stop before you have kids? Would you, like it's conversation that we had, and I felt like that was super healthy
Yeah.
to talk about it and to kind of see how we would play. And even when we kind of got pregnant and stuff, we would call each other or send like
That's so
WhatsApp text
cool.
being like, hey, like how do you see things, like how do you want to come back, and would you want to come back? And so it's been a really cool moment again where I felt like we've been really supportive to each other, and the WSL just couldn't deny that they need to evolve.
That was like my intuition. I was like, how would you even tell Joanna DeFay no? Like, she has inspired little girls, all of us. Like, she's probably like, all these girls getting pregnant are the reason why we tune in, And like, how are you going to deny Joanna, Carissa, Tatiana? Like, I know that I would be like, dude, I'm not gonna watch that anymore because if you're gonna deny any of those women like a spot on tour because they just had babies and came back and like are more badass than ever, then I don't want to watch anymore. You know? So I
That's
asked
cool.
that question to people because like, I think there's this narrative where you were actually specifically designed to be the person to do this. Like um I think you have to be really strong. Like going into motherhood, like a lot changes mentally, physically, emotionally, and you have to still have that passion and fire to like say, "Hey, I want to go back on tour." Like I'm not on tour, but man, I have fire more than ever in my life and like I'm not young either, I'm not 25, but I am surfing better than I've ever surfed. And what I've come to understand about that is like mine or a woman's intuition gets like activated and there's things as a woman, as a mother, it's like, oh, let's go, you have more to give. And
Yeah.
I just think that that is such a beautiful component to surfing that nobody talks about. So the fact that you guys got pregnant in this time, like you're literally shattering old broken systems that like have no they have no place anymore. And I love the fact that they can't choose and they have to accept because who's going to deny you guys? You guys are amazing. So I just think that is so cool. But I've asked that question to try to get people to like wake up to the fact that like it has been a suppression, but now there's like, it's almost like you guys are saying, like, I don't care if you guys don't like it. I'm still a part of the game and I'm still going to win the game. So
Yeah, no,
let's
for
go.
sure. I mean, it's probably even if they would not have made the wild card and stuff. I truly think that because I'm supported by like a lot of my sponsors have been like continuing to like support me, and same for Tatiana and same for Carissa, which been really cool. Because the whole, I mean, honestly, the whole how can I say the first thing, it's financial support. You know, you need financial support
Yeah.
and you need your sponsor to be able to like follow your journey. Oops, sorry, I'm not sure what it is.
Don't even worry.
Okay.
Don't
Um,
even worry.
and so that's the first thing. When I knew that O'Neill was happy about that change and they wanted to support me and stuff, then first, like that kind of weight was out of my shoulder. I was like, oh, good, like that's so cool that you know
Yeah.
they supporting this. So that's firstly a big change, I think, in women's sport in general. We've been seeing in like the track field sport, and like some girls have been dropped by the sponsor, but then the story worked to help other women. Now, you know, I felt like if you're a sponsor and you drop a woman that is pregnant, then wow, it's pretty crazy right now. And anyway,
Yeah.
and after this, I wanted to say that even if WSL wouldn't make a maternity wildcard, then probably we would go back on the Challenger Series and make a way back anyway. Because, like you said, it's in all.
Exactly.
I mean, it's in like we compete for surfing since we like 10 years old, pretty much, maybe earlier. So it's been more than 20 years. It's more. It's like the longest. You know, I'm 30, so two times of my whole life I've been
Yeah.
competing, doing this, and my head and mind is like formatted a bit for this, you know, my identity and stuff. So it's something that I want, even if I know it's going to be hard, and it's, I also think we have less to lose right now. It's feel like we're so complete when you have a child that you have so much less to lose at a contest, you know, it just doesn't even matter. But
Yeah.
the fact to go back and to train and to set goals and to try to reach them, and it's already value that you want to show to your daughter,
Yeah.
and it's also what I know since my whole life. So it's part of my identity, and I want to go back and do that again after I, if I don't find success again, or you know, it's okay too.
Yeah.
It's
No,
it's
that's
just feels um like you. I mean, was just reacting to the point where you said that we have so much energy to give and stuff, and it just really feels like you have less to lose when you have your child. Like your focus is your daughter anyway, and then the performance side of thing, even if you train really hard, and I love the lifestyle that I have, you know, so I want to train, I want to give my whole, but if I don't get the result, then it's okay. At least I tried, and again, that's the message that you want to show to your daughter.
exactly. And you want her to know, like, that's a big thing for my son and my daughter. Like, I want them to know, like, I want my son to know that women are like fearless. So, and to be respected, especially in the period of motherhood, that if he is ever in a position where he can uplift women, that he will. And for my daughter, that if she, whatever it is she wants to be, that she won't be sidelined or penalized for wanting to be a mommy. And it's funny, like here in Hawaii, like it's kind of like how do I say this without being rude? It's kind of like we live in the land of bikinis and
Mm,
water and like the whole surfing, sell the sex dream thing. And a lot of girls around here very young are like, in their thongs and like, they're really worried about this. They're worried about like, I don't want maybe I want to be a professional surfer, but you have to pick one. You can either be a bombshell or a mom, or
mm,
a bombshell and a surfer, but not a mom. And it's
yeah.
kind of like, while kids who are 13 don't need to pick out whether they want to be a mom yet or not. Just
Yeah,
that limitation of being a creator or a woman in general is pretty, I don't know. I think it's just not healthy for them to have a limit on their creativity as a person and as a mother. And that's like something with Imua moms that I was surfing VLAND one day and I was just telling Bressa this, but this little girl comes out and she's like, "Hey, you're Imua moms," and I'm like, "What? That's crazy. You're so young. Like, why do you know me?" You know? And she was like, "Oh, because one day I want to be a professional surfer, but I know I used to think that like I couldn't, I had to pick, and I want to be just like my mom one day. I want to be a mommy, but I also want to be a professional surfer." And she's like, "Now I know I can do both." And I was like, "Sick. Yeah, like that's amazing." But I think what you guys are doing, like what I'm doing is really small. And I hope it's big one day, but what you guys are doing, you're literally changing everything this year. And the coolest part of that is like there's no pressure because you're doing the hardest job, which is raising your child, and the love that you feel for her, like it cancels everything out. It cancels whether you think you're hot. It cancels whether you care, like you care
so
about your
true.
job, obviously, and you care about your sponsors, but you care about your daughter to the point where like she's gonna melt any other thing other than happiness in your life, you know?
Yeah, no, that's so true. Yeah, it's so cool to hear this too. I feel like sometimes I'm back on my small island in the Indian Ocean and I don't really feel the impact that
Yeah.
what we're doing, sometimes it's just been kind of normal. I mean, not normal, but I know it's decision, but I felt like this is my character. It's always been when I have something in my head, I just kind of go until the end with it.
Yeah.
And I wanted
Yeah.
to be a mom like my mom and my sister got their first child around 25, 26 years old. And I wanted to be kind of a young mom too. Um, but I did felt like I needed to wait. I mean, that's also something, yeah, it's also in surfing, but I think being an athlete, people like, it's very men coaching, men dominating too.
Yeah.
And the way they think it's really like, oh, like, don't think to getting pregnant when it's your career, when it's your time, when you're like your strongest and you're at your highest peak. And it's more like this. It's like people are a little bit, I mean, it is, I understand both sides also because it is scary. You don't know
Yeah.
what your body gonna be. You don't know how you're gonna
Exactly.
recover. You don't know how you, because it's like literally biologic and like chemistry in your body. Like when you
Totally.
with your
Yeah.
hormones and stuff, like you don't know how you're gonna be.
Yeah.
So it's completely the unknown, and it's I completely understand how people are more like, okay, just do your professional athlete career and then you'll see kids after Canada. I understand also that thought, but in some ways, it feels like you give boundaries, like it's just like, oh no,
Yeah.
you should be an athlete and that's only this and this and that. And maybe not. And we'll see how things goes. But right now in the
Yeah.
tennis field, in the top 10 of the ranking, there's 3 months out of
Wow.
10. It's pretty crazy.
That's
But it's the kids are a little bit older. When you have your very young kids, it's hard, I think, in terms of like maybe schedules and stuff like that, because it's really demanding. And you also need really high financial support because
yeah. Yeah.
we go all around the world. Like it's a like sport like tennis um, or oh, sorry, someone is calling me. I'm gonna tell them that
Don't
I'm
worry.
but yeah, in sport, yeah, in tennis or surf, it's like expensive sport. You need, and it's at your charge. It's not your league that brings you. It's like you paying all the tickets
Right.
and all. So you need support, and you can't, like, I can't go by myself to Hawaiian pipeline and leave my daughter on the beach. I need people to take care of her.
Right.
I need, like, it's it's
Totally.
so I don't know why I'm going to this again, but I forgot my point. Sorry, that call was kind of
No,
disturbed me.
that's okay. Don't worry. It's so funny. I do these podcasts and I'm interrupted. Like, I just like let it go now. Like, I used to be like, don't interrupt me when I'm working. Like, don't do this to me. But now I'm like, whatever. Like, just expect to be interrupted or see
That's
my
right.
kids at some point on it on the podcast.
Perfect,
Like
no
right
problem.
now. Come, baby.
Oh, there you go.
I told you. Um, no, it's pretty cool. I actually was really inspired by Allison Felix. Have you ever heard her story?
Yeah, it's insane that she def
It's
her
insane.
Nike dropped her, and then she just came back like won
That's
again,
amazing. Yeah.
build her business, build like a whole dream, like a whole like vision for women athletes. It's insane, and she's just so
Yeah.
classy. And she did like a little
I'm
dance recently. Like she's classy, but she's real at the same time. She's not. She doesn't feel like untouchable. Like she feels normal, but wow, I love her. I'm a big fan.
Me too. And actually the reason why, like, like I grew up without a mom and when I got pregnant, I was like terrified, but also it was COVID, so that was another added thing. And then the whole like no support for any
Oh,
surfing. So it was like three things that just like were really daunting for me. And then all of a sudden I was like pregnancy in sports and I was like literally like scouring the internet at night, like holding my belly, like, oh my God, we're gonna figure a way, But
yeah,
because sports has been, yeah, like sports has been like a mother to me. Like when I felt freaked out or like sad or going through my life, like sports was how I did it. So it was like non-negotiable that I wasn't going to be an athlete still. And then I came across her story and I was like sobbing in tears with all my hormones bouncing. And I was like, I'm gonna be a surfer. It was crazy. I was like, oh my God. So I just like did this Imua Moms thing and it was just insane. Like I had like 20,000 people a month or like every day going on my site just to read like the things that, like my
really.
experiences. And I was like, oh my God, we're like on to something. Here, can you turn it down and say hi? Say hi. I'm up really
Oh,
late.
hello.
Turn it down, baby. But yeah, like that's just I think you guys are the Allison Felix of surfing. And
Yeah.
it's gonna be so cool. I'm gonna be like every day, like you, Carissa, like all the
And
girls.
it's
But
starting pretty
what you guys
soon
are
with
doing,
Carissa. I mean, sorry, I,
what's
I
that?
cut you, but it's starting really soon at Bells Beach. So I'm so excited to watch Carissa. How cute is
It's
she?
crazy.
Is online now. She's so cute.
Oh my God, she's adorable. I'm just so happy for Carissa because I know that like it was like a really scary time, like or just all of you guys, just like having, you guys did something really brave and like um yeah, I just think about that. Like, it takes a special person to say, I want to continue. Like, a lot of people just stop. So the fact that you guys, like, collectively, like, it's really cool to know that you guys were kind of bouncing back and forth.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah,
me
because
so
we
happy.
definitely didn't want to, take a spot of, I mean, we didn't want it to be competition to come back, to be like, oh no, but I mean, it's so weird. No, no, no. I got pregnant first, or you're this, or you that. It's been like, and again, I think the three of us deserve to be on tour. I think we've been kind of proving ourselves pretty
Sure.
well the last decade. And again, it's been really healthy. And I felt like I didn't felt at all that, I
Yeah.
don't know, like Tatiana wanted to take a spot until from me or it was really, really good. And yeah, it's funny how you just, when you want to make a family and stuff, you just have that deep feeling inside. And it's just like
Yeah.
it's the only thing that's gonna make like fulfill it, like you can do all the work that you want, you can do all the training, you can win as much contest as you want, you won't be fulfilled if that deep feeling is just like having a family. So I feel
Yeah.
like and it's so precious because sometimes when you don't really think of it, and after when I started to get the things going pretty much. You kind of get aware of like how many people are having trouble, how much time sometimes you take to actually get pregnant. That it's really normal to actually do lose a baby in your first semester, like things again that people don't really speak about. Like for me, the first semester was really bad, I felt, because people are saying that you shouldn't saying it because imagine you lose it. But by not
Yeah.
saying it and losing it, like it's just makes such a big deal about it too. But at the same time, the
Yeah.
medical team, they are saying, well, no, but one baby out of three, pretty much, or some like it's really common to lose a baby in your first semester, like some, especially for your first
Yeah.
baby and stuff. And so I was like,
Yeah.
then
I
what the
lost
point?
two.
Like, yeah, like just make it like speak about it. Tell you're pregnant. It's the beginning. Okay, maybe it's not sure, but it's just normal life that like I don't know. It's
Right.
just was yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
No,
it's
that's,
so precious that it's working, that the baby is healthy, that so many things is so precious.
yeah,
We're so
it
lucky.
is so precious. And it's like really, that's a really good point because that's how I felt about the surf industry. And I felt like I could make some kind of a difference because I was like, okay, well, these women this is what I've kind of like come to know is that a lot of women were really scared to speak up about motherhood or even mentioning the word motherhood or even having that discussion out in the open because, like in
It's a
history, it's
very
been,
it's a very
yeah,
masculine sport, and it's very macho, and it's
yeah,
just, yeah, the woman is supposed to be here and look really good in a bikini, and even like a lot of
yeah,
professionals, because they are dating a model, like it's just like
yeah,
how
no, that was
how
like,
like all like surf industry have been built, and I've been like growing up looking at that also, and I was personally, when I was younger, I was like, no way I want to date a surfer. Like it's, and they probably won't won't be dating me anyway because I don't look like a model anyway. But it's terrifying as a girl. Like if you don't have those this look, if you don't look amazing, you don't have an amazing body. And like you said, like for young women, it's really hard. And now with social media and this and that, and it's like all value is not all body. All value is not all body.
we watch these women and there's no support. Like, why do they have to be boxed in? Like, why can't there be these things out there, especially in surfing? Because surfing is such a spiritual activity. Like, you're connecting to like Mother Nature, essentially, it's like you can't do your job without her. And it's like something we've overlooked completely to like look into nature and be like, wow, it's like the mother is the sport or the earth or whatever, but like to leave the athlete into this box where she can't be herself, whether she wants to be a mom or it grossed me out in a way. And I never knew these things until I became a mom, and in a weird way I grew up in a household of men, and I kind of had these beliefs like you had to be hot, you had to be this or that. Not that my dad was promoting that, but I just was watching, and
you
I was
hear
just
you
like,
hear a sentence that a man is, it's not especially about you, but you hear a sentence, a conversation that they have together about one woman,
yes,
about this and how
exactly.
it's just how, and you take information, and that's just how society is acting on you. And after you have this belief, like you said, and you think, okay, I'm a woman, I should be doing this, I should be looking like this way, and
Yes.
it's just
Yeah.
to have that
It's
approval of like men.
yeah. No, it's crazy when you grow up like without like without a mom, you can kind of like you grow up all these years and you see these things happening and you recognize like the breaks in the world or the things that aren't right in the world. You start to see them when you become a mom. You're like, whoa, this isn't right. Like, and if I say nothing about what I see, whether it's like the surf industry is being ridiculous, like for not including women, like I can say it because I'm not scared and I can see the fractures in the world, like I'm like, what are you gonna do? Like be mad at me or tell me that I'm a hater? Like, no, I'm not a hater. I just think that women should be advocated for. I'm like, So I just became so passionate about it because I think I was so blind to women and motherhood and like had a,
Mm.
I don't know, almost like, I don't want to say I had a part in like not helping women, but I definitely did not reach out to my friends when I should have and been like,
Thought
hey,
the
do you
same.
need help? You
I
know,
thought
like,
the same. When I became a woman, a mom. I was like, I have been the worst friend and the
me
worst
too.
sister ever.
Yes.
Like,
Yes. I'm
you
like,
should be coming to I should be coming to my friends and give food and
yes.
like things that are useful. Like, I don't want a freaking gift and another like
Yeah.
another toy for my children. I want you to give me food. Like this I can have time to shower and
Yes.
I can have
The
time to go
littlest
run
things.
and
Like,
I can have
yeah, just like the littlest things. I was just like, oh my God, I've been such a jerk to so many people. Like, and I was playing soccer and all over the world. Like I was, like much like surfing, like we would have games and you would travel on the bus or, like where or on the plane or
yeah.
whatever. So like I was traveling. So while my friends were starting families, I was still traveling and playing out my contract. So like it wasn't like I could just go, but I definitely had time when in the off season to go help my friends, and I totally just did not get it. And now I look back and I'm just like,
But that's also when
whoa.
you're athletes, and when you're an athlete, your mind is like, again, your coach, the mindset of an athlete is supposed to,
Yeah.
you think only to yourself. You do everything that makes yourself like feel good and in a good performance state, that you can do your best and this, and so you focus on yourself and you're the priority. And sometimes it's important to be in that state, and it's also that's, I mean, yeah, you can't do something else. But after you kind of like format it this way, and it's just how you live, even if you could have time exactly to do something and help and more and stuff. But it's also as athletes how we kind of told to act.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so true. That's so true. But I think yeah, I think it's like you got to kind of forgive yourself a little bit because you're definitely like, I was thinking back and I was like, oh my God. And I actually called a couple of my friends. I'm like, hey, dude, I'm sorry. Like, I'm so sorry, but like you're not going to know these things until you go through it. Like, it's just one of those like growth moments. And it's, the other thing I think about you guys a lot because, like going into this chapter when I was, like, I don't know, maybe a year after giving birth to my son, I don't know what happened to me. I don't know if it's because I was focusing less on my performances, but my body got stronger. My performances were better. People are like, how are you getting better after birth? Like, isn't it supposed to be the other way around? Like, how are you're like in a better shape than when you got pregnant. Like, what are you doing? And I'm like, honestly, I think it's because I'm not so hyper focused on just myself anymore. Like, I know I got this amount of time, and in this amount of time, I'm going to catch a million waves and I'm going to surf as good as I can, or I'm going to work out as hard as I can. And I think there's something to be said about being able to find your focus, but also like honing in on yourself, but knowing outside of that, like you have this certain amount of time to do what you got to do. So you better do it.
Yeah,
And I think that
no,
makes
for
you a
sure.
better competitor. Like, I think when you do
Yeah,
have less time to think about yourself and like, I don't know, you have
for
this
sure.
hesitation almost, but now you're like, dude, I'm going 100%, like, and that's just my experience, but I think you guys are gonna
Less
really get
choice
off.
makes it easier.
You what? Sorry.
I said, like, when you have less choice, even in life nowadays, it feels like, you can do just whatever you want. You can choose whatever job you want. It's just so, like, before you would do, like, the job of your dad, pretty much, like the business of your family and stuff. And now you can just do everything. And people, when you don't, when you have the choice, you get lost. You get, a little bit, like, uncertain, and should I this? And you just, like, when it's one way, at least, no questioning. Okay, I have 1 hour. That's the only thing that I do,
Yeah.
and I want to suffer. So yeah, think again. I thought the same. How I just think now I just don't have time to do everything like recovery, like properly, like little injury right now feels like they don't they don't pass so easy, you know.
Yeah,
Like they
yeah,
just like stay because when I have time, I just I want to go like you said like for surf like really hard. I want to go run. Like I don't want to do like soft thing. I need
yeah.
to evacuate.
Yes, yes. But I think it's the mindset of being an athlete your whole life because it's like a part of who you are, you know, it's like and that's how I notice that's how I mother as well. Like I'm like
Oh
I
yeah.
give my son choices, but also I'm like, all right, come on, let's go. Like I give you a choice, but we're gonna make this with quickness and you're gonna be like, you know,
Get on
look.
it.
Yeah, let's go. Like, be efficient. Let's go. But I also have to like reel myself in too, because I'm like, okay, he's 5 and she's
Yeah,
1, so
exactly.
tone it down, you know? So, oh man, well, I don't want to keep you on forever. I know that your baby's probably taking a nap, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you your time because I know this time is sacred, but I just think that what you're doing, and I usually have like a set of questions for people that I just wanted to hear more about what you had going on and how you were feeling and how are you feeling about going into the season?
I mean, so I got the walkout for next year, and for
Yeah.
2027.
Yeah.
And this year, I'm probably gonna start back on like some challenger series just to kind of, I want to get used and organized on like travel, you know, and
Yeah.
I don't want to go to my first city event not knowing with my daughter like how. So I want to do some challenger series this year to get organized with my husband and for
Yeah.
no little reason. So I'll do a couple of event this year, maybe one city wild card around like Portugal or something like this, but not sure depending on what WSL is letting me do or not. And but yeah, the focus will. I don't really think to next year yet. It's been a long time. I really want to appreciate my time with my daughter
Yeah.
growing up and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
getting back into training. It's also been, you know, a decade on tour when you only think performance, performance, performance. And then I
Yeah.
fell pregnant. And then when you're pregnant, it's like I've been doing a lot of sport, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
You don't. So I've been more like kind of cruisy while pregnancy, and after you kind of like get back into rhythm with. I mean, you kind of learn all the like with your children, your
Yeah.
the rhythm, how it works and stuff, and your body is not good. So it feels like I'm starting now to kind of feel better and to have the
Yeah.
rhythm with Kimi, and so it felt for me. I see the next 6 7 months just like training, but in my own pace. You know, not putting
Yeah.
pressure of performance, traveling to some challenger to see and to get organized and stuff, but again not really about performance. And yeah, hoping to be ready next year obviously, but
Yeah.
um again, like it's hard to really like, I have these goals, but it's hard to see the road to the goals when you have the children. It feels like every day it's a little bit, okay, we'll see if I
Yeah.
get enough time to train.
Yeah.
So
Yes. I get
so
that.
I see the goal, but the road will be woo.
Yeah. You know, it's a cool concept that I think about sometimes is that like I'll let my kids teach me. Like in a weird way, like you and your husband have to figure out a system that works for you for sure. And you don't need me telling you that. But I'm just saying it's pretty cool that like you guys have this time when you still know that you're gonna have a space while you guys get a little system together and you guys grow as a family. Like that's ultimately like my big push is like growing as a family and really, really supporting an athlete. And like that's kind of a part of my mission. Like pushing so that you don't feel like, oh my God, if I don't win a world title, is anyone going to sponsor me? Like, you're like, no, you know what? More people are going to sponsor me because I'm a mom and I'm driving one of the largest consumer groups ever. And if you win the loyalty of a mom, you're going to sell everything you have. And I'm valuable because I'm a real person and I'm raising a good human that's going to inherit
And
the earth and lead well.
yes, and it's funny how also same for brands to realize that women are consuming a way different way that men's want, okay, the board short of Gabriel Medina because it's performance and they really think performance. Women
Yeah,
don't I mean they think performance obviously because you don't want your bra to be like this and stuff, and it's performance, but it's also more about the people and about what the like women won't check if you surf a 10-foot wave at Pipeline or 8-foot wave at Haliva, they
yeah,
don't really care about, like, it's not as much into performance. And because how many women know the difference anyway on a 10-foot wave
exactly.
at, like, no, like
Yeah,
it's just so small. So the people that want to follow the journey of an athlete and stuff, it's not really about, or if you're a tennis player or if you're a soccer player or whatever, like it's like when you don't know and don't practice the sport anyway, it's really hard to see the tiny technical differences that make the whole difference and the whole point when you're a high level athlete. But
yeah,
when you're not, then you don't see those differences. And what you see is like the personality is if you're a mom or not a mom. And after, if the business wants to sell product, it's working all of this around the athlete. And that's why I think also, yeah, the business and the brand behind should be here to support and to grow your image
yeah,
as an
yeah,
athlete and as a mom, because this is, you're selling more like the lifestyle and the value behind than
yeah,
actually the technical performance
yeah,
that you served. Again, that
right,
10-foot wave or that wave, it just doesn't really matter at the end.
right. Yeah, like a mom's not like, oh my God, they had speed, power, flow. I think I'm gonna buy that. No, they're like,
Exactly.
yeah, they're like, no, she's amazing. Like, can you believe what it takes to be a mom? And she's still
Exactly.
trying. And like, I feel like brands should start to look at that and be like, whoa, we need to pay her
Yeah.
more. Like I want Joanne DeFay and I'm gonna pay her $2 million every 6 months because she's a badass and she is gonna sell more shoes for us than anybody in history. So like I just hope that is like a thing. Hold on, honey. But
Yeah.
oh, my daughter just woke up. Um, it was
So go.
so awesome to have you here, and I don't want to take up any more of your time. I took up more than I should have, but I would
It's
love to just like
okay.
check in with you and just like be on your journey and just like, if you ever need anything from me, please let me know. But thank you so much for coming on here.
No problem. My pleasure. It's been so cool. And I hope when I come to the North Shore, I see you in person.
Absolutely. We have a place. If you want to come and bring the kids, like let us know if you ever need anything. I can't wait to go surf with you or something in person. That would be amazing. Well,
Okay. Have a good
have a
night. Thanks
good
for
rest
having
of your
me.
day and thank you for your amazing insight. Like that was so entertaining and insightful for me. So everybody's gonna love this. Thank you so much.
Nice. Bye bye.
Okay, bye.